everyone. So me and Lloyd and King Blunt here, we're gonna call Aetna again. A week ago, we called Aetna to ask them a bunch of questions over New York Presbyterian. Uh, if they don't renew the contract with Aetna, what would happen between New York Presbyterian and Aetna? And we were told that we had to fill out a continuity of a care form. Regarding their transition of care service, which would allow you to use an out-of-network doctor for 1 year, up to 1 year, if you completed the form and they approved it. So in the meantime, we were alerted to a post on the New York Presbyterian website with an FAQ sheet by Aetna that said that transition of care, continuity of care agreement is only for 90 days. So today, the three of us are getting back together so we could make a phone call to Aetna to confirm that it really is 12 months and not 90 days. So, Lloyd, you're going to make that call?
Yes.
Okay, here we go.
Thank you for calling Aetna Medicare. This call is being recorded for quality and other healthcare operations purposes. If you are calling about your prescription drug plan, press or say 1. If you are calling about your medical plan, press or say 2. To use our automated self-service system to order replacement ID cards, get claim status, and more, press or say 1. For all other inquiries, please remain on the line. To repeat these options, press or say 9. Just a moment. We've identified you from the phone number you previously provided to us. Lloyd. You'll need to talk with a representative. Your feedback is important to us. You may have an opportunity to give us feedback on today's call. After speaking with the representative, please stay on the line to complete a brief survey. Please hold while I transfer your call. Hi, my name is Moya. Am I speaking with the member?
Yes, you are.
What can I help you with?
All right. Good morning, first of all. I'm calling about this continuity of care. Last week, or actually a week ago today, I spoke to a gentleman by the name of Derek, and I asked him about the continuity of care. He informed me that once I fill out the application that I never received, that it would be reviewed and they will let me know if I could see this doctor. And he informed me that I could see the doctor for a year. Now, Aetna has a letter out, the AFAQ, is that it? And it says it's only for 90 days. Hello?
What does that letter say about the 90 days?
I haven't received the letter. It's actually on the website. It's on your website that if I wanted to see my specialist, I could only see them for 90 days. If I wanted to see my PCP, I could only continue seeing them for 90 days, but it would have to be approved.
Are they no longer in the network?
New York Presbyterian. As of April 1, my doctor will no longer be in the network.
And you need the continuity of care form?
Yes.
And how many? You need 2 forms, right?
I just need 1 form for myself.
Well, I mean, do you need it for your primary care physician and another doctor?
Oh, I would have to fill out 1 for each doctor that I want to continue to see. Well, actually, I would need 3 forms then.
Go ahead and get that sent to be shipped out to you. Tomorrow is your shipping date, so you should be receiving that within less than 7 days in your mailbox.
Okay.
Anything else you needed help with today?
Yes. I'm trying to figure out, is it 90 days that I can continue seeing this doctor, or is it a year? Because like I said, I spoke to a gentleman last week, and he informed me and my wife on the phone that it's a year that I can continue to see the doctor. I mean, it's conflicting. I don't know whether it's 90 days or a year.
Okay. 1 second.
She's typing to somebody, asking them the questions.
This is insane that they don't know these answers.
They're not trained.
No.
I'm gonna have to apply for that job. This is crazy. This is crazy. I cannot imagine having.
The
last person you spoke with?
His name was Derek. That's the last person I spoke to.
Derek.
Go ahead. What?
It was last Tuesday too.
It was last Tuesday when I spoke to him.
Okay. I am confirming with the team member of how long the date would be for you to see that provider.
The terms of the policy, does it show up on the account?
Okay, it's 90 days. I'm sorry.
It's 90 days? Yeah, but why would he tell me a year?
I'm sorry?
Why would he tell me a year?
That's what the last representative told you?
Yes, that it was a year.
I don't know why he told you a year. I don't even know where he got the information from. But it does show in here, and I believe this is, yeah, it'll be on the transition of care form as well. At least it should be, but it does state here. Let's see. Ooh, look. That's tiny. Make this a little bit bigger.
Is that written somewhere that I can get a copy of?
On the transition of care form, it'll be on there. It has all, we have some questions and answers, and it states that you do have 90 days to see that provider with the form.
Okay, and then after the 90 days,
yeah,
I have to reapply, or I'm just out of luck?
After 90 days, I mean, you can reapply, completely up to you. Before you fill the forms out, if you want to make copies of them, that way you don't have to wait for like new copies. You can do that as well. But within the 90 days, you are able to re-enroll with that doctor or fill out the form.
Okay, suppose in my area where I'm at now, I switched doctors, I would have to do the same thing. Like if I'm in, my doctors are in New York Presbyterian. So now I live in Delaware. So if I find a doctor here that I want to use, so I won't have to travel back and forth, and he's out of network, I would have to do the same exact thing, the continuity of care form for him also.
Well, no. So if they're out of network, there's a chance that they are accepting the insurance, and there's also a chance that they're willing to bill the insurance as well. You would just have to ask them. But if they're out of network, the benefits, if they accept it and they're willing to bill the insurance, it'll still be the same as if it were in network. Everything's treated the same. There's no increase of price or anything like that. It'll be treated as if the provider's in network. We just know it's an out of network doctor.
And will you pay? All right, my question is, I have another question. How many times can I apply?
For the transition of care?
Yes.
There's no limit on it. Now, if you are undergoing treatment, I believe the coverage for 90 days still applies. But if you're still trying to see that doctor for, of course, your treatment, there's no limit to how long. I mean, for how many times you can do it.
So what you're saying to me, if I'm seeing this, let's say I'm seeing a urologist, and I see him, and he wants to see me in a month, and then 3 months, 90 days pass by, and he still wants me under his care, I have to then reapply.
Yes.
Wow. Okay. All right, so what happens if they deny me? Then I'm just...
If they deny...
The doctor, right.
If the doctor denies, then you just have to find a new doctor that practices the same thing. If you want to keep from filling out a lot of forms, like this, then you are able to, we can call them to see, like if they're out of network, we can call them to see if they accept the insurance. If not, there are doctors that are in the network that will accept your plan so that you don't have to go through all of this.
Okay. Is there an appeal process? Do you know?
There is an appeal process, but I don't know if it would apply to the to this form. Let me check.
Okay, thank you. This is unbelievable. I muted her. This is unbelievable. Every time you talk to him, it gets worse and worse and worse. And worse.
For real. This is crazy.
She said it's on the form that it's only 90 days. Where did he get a year from?
I have no idea.
He pulled it out the air. He pulled it out the air.
And then just imagine if the doctor says you have to come back in 3 months from now, you have to do this approval form like almost every month so that it's ready for you're cleared to see him for that 3-month time. This is ridiculous.
I mean, she did give us one good piece of information, which was to make a copy of the form. So you have to keep sending out for it and fill it out. I mean, that's the best piece of information she gave us.
Yeah, but that means that you just have to send it out like every 30 days.
Right.
So you might as well have it filled out, ready to go, and then
Yeah,
Mail it off.
Stamped and everything, just
stamped
sitting
an
on the
envelope.
desk.
Yeah, every month, let's drop one in the mail.
Yes. You don't see it?
What questions about? Okay, so I do have a phone number we can call. If there's any other questions about the transition of care form, we can give them a call to see if there's a process for
Appeal?
appeal. Mm-hmm.
Are you gonna call them or should I call? We're gonna call them together?
Yes.
Okay. All right, fine.
I was trying to get a hold of a team member so that I didn't have to go everywhere, but the lines are a bit busy today, so 5-2-6710. Because it didn't say it on the form if there was an appeal process, so if there is, it'd be better to ask them, and then we can figure it out. Transition of care, member services, right? Yeah. All right. Give me just a couple of minutes. I'll get connected to a representative, and then I'll come back and get you on, and then we can have a 3-way call if I can get connected.
Okay, thank you.
And go back and look at the 3 photos I sent you yesterday. It says transition of care temporarily allows patients who are actively receiving treatment for a condition and whose doctor is no longer part of the network to continue their care in network. This may include, but not limited to, individuals who are current inpatients, pregnant, undergoing cancer treatment. I mean, there's a list of things there. If you don't, this is going to end up being an appeal process because they're not going to approve everything.
Right, because if I have multiple issues, I have to ask, can I see multiple doctors? And
fill out multiple forms for each doctor. This is crazy.
And when you're sick.
right.
So not only you, but then you have to remember, what if you're
it.
incapacitated?
Yeah.
Right. And now you got to have your proxy.
Yeah.
They're going to be confused as hell as to what to do. If they don't, this is crazy. It's too much. If they don't just flat out say, I'm quitting being your proxy.
You're right.
You on your own, buddy.
You need to hire a full-time secretary.
Right,
Mhm.
exactly.
All right, I'm on the line with a representative at the moment. We're going to go ahead and get your account pulled up, and then I did go ahead and ask her the question, so she is currently looking at it right now.
Okay, thank you.
All right. Mm-hmm.
Aetna doesn't even know what they have. What we're getting. It's a shame. Let's just give it to them. We'll figure it out as we go. If we lose a few people, it's okay.
Yeah. Now imagine you're in your 70s, 80s, 90s.
Yeah. But see, at least you don't have no denials, you don't have no problems, but then still the money is the issue. It's just,
Yeah.
but this place here, it's crazy what they do.
Yeah, this medical is money. It's money. It's big money to them. Big pharma. I know they say in Canada is the
Yes.
I do apologize for that long wait.
It's okay.
So, of course, all members have the right to appeal anything. So, when she did let me know that you, instead of doing it like through us, because file it, like if you were to call us and say you wanted to file for an appeal for the form, then it would ask for like a claim ID and everything else. So you would have to, of course, do it in writing on a complaint form, and then mention that you're appealing the transition of care form.
And that's the only way to do it.
For this one, yes, only because when we do it online to file the appeal, there's a lot more information that we need to input, and so it's also going to ask for claim information, claim ID, and then everything else we have to put in is numbers. So it's not going to be like we can do it. We can just put the transition of care and then appeal. So it's a different process than it would be for like an actual claim or a service that was denied.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All righty. So I will be getting that form soon. I should have I don't know why it was taking so long for it to come. Because like I said, I spoke to the gentleman last Tuesday, and he informed me that it would be. I said 30 days, but I was corrected that it should be less than that. Because I don't know where it's coming from. How far where are you guys at? What state?
What do you mean?
It's what state? I mean, you're not coming from another country, right? It's coming from another state. It should only take 3 days at the most for me to get the form. The continuity of care.
Okay, it takes less than 7 days. The standard time is 7 to 14, but it takes less than 7 days.
Okay.
Was there anything else that you needed help with?
Can I get complaint forms with all the other documents that they sending me? Because this is outrageous. I would like to file a complaint, because I shouldn't be going through this. I'm an older gentleman, and if I didn't have my kids or my wife, I don't know what I would do. Or do I have to go online to file a complaint?
I'd have to do it right here. So you want to file a grievance?
Oh shit! What happened? What happened? She's gone.
She said you wanted to file a grievance.
I'm serious. She's gone.
Hopefully,
She hung up on you?
I got perfect internet. She must have.
Let's see if she calls you back. You see, I aged waiting for that guy.
I was laughing when you came to the screen.
Oh, wait, how long were you on that call?
Since 10:56, it's 11:27 now. Almost
half an hour.
Yeah.
To get one answer.
Oh my God. She's not gonna call me back.
And she's not gonna call you back because she don't want to take a grievance.
Right.
So if I were you, I would call Medicare. Call Medicare and make a complaint with Medicare.
Okay.
Wow.
All right. So we learned a lot from them, that it's not a year. It's not a year. It's 90 days. And then to appeal it, I have to appeal it in writing. But did she say where I would send my appeal to?
No.
I remember. No, she didn't.
Probably back to them. It would go back to them.
Yeah.
But you have to get the complaint form for the appeal. You have to get another form for the form to the form.
And then you got to ask Bob's uncle if you're allowed to file it.
Yeah, right.
Wow, this is crazy. That's crazy.
And like I said, every time we call somebody, it gets worse.
That's why we love doing these, because it exposes what they don't want you to see.
Marianne, that wig you got on.
I bought that just for this. It was $20.
Okay.
So in a basic recap for this, what we learned today was in the questions that Lloyd had asked the Aetna representative, was that the transition of care continuity of care form that he has to fill out is only valid for 90 days, not 12 months. He can request renewal, which is still subject to approval, and there is an appeal process if he is denied, but she didn't get into many specifics about it. And when he requested if he could file a complaint about it, he was mysteriously disconnected. Does that about sum up what we heard today, Lloyd?
Exactly what we heard. And for each doctor, you have to fill out a continuity of care. So if I have
For
5
each
doctors,
physician.
right.
Yeah, and they still that still goes through an approval process in itself. So what are you thinking, Blunt?
I'm thinking that's a lot of misled information that they gave out from last week, because Dave definitely said a year, and now all of a sudden we find out it's only 90 days, and then we still have to confirm it, wait for the actual paperwork to come in, which is probably going to take another 8 more days or so to come through, and then we could be sure to see exactly what it is, because it's what's his name from last week? Derek from last week said 1 year. Moya from today said 90 days. So now we just got to see what the paperwork say, and the fact that you have to fill out more paperwork on top of the paperwork that you already have to fill out for your continued care is just utterly ridiculous, and nobody's telling you this. That's the sad part. Nobody's telling you this, and not even the union sent it out. The union should have sent out the paperwork that you need with the flyers or whatever else they gave out before, so that you don't have to be asking or looking for this. And like I was telling you guys earlier, the best information we got from her today was to, when you get the copy of the paperwork, make a copy of the paperwork so you have to keep requesting for these paperworks to come to your house. I think that was the best information she gave us.
Because if your doctor says, yeah, Blunt, come on back in 90 days, come back in 3 months. Meanwhile, you know that form expires in 3 months. You have to file that form almost every month in order for it to stay consistently active, because by the time they process it, you could be past your appointment, which if it's not approved, that will hold up your appointment, or your appointment won't be included as being in the network.
So you end up getting a bill, and now you got to fight the bill.
Yeah. While you're sick.
While you're sick, right? Because you know these illnesses, they don't have a timetable to them. It's not like they say, oh, you know, you got a stomach problem. It should last you about a month. No. No, there's no timetables to these things. Some of these things are lifelong. So then what?
And the bottom line is, none of this is in traditional Medicare with your CPPO.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
Hallelujah.
So we want it back. If you guys are listening out there, we want our traditional Medicare back.
Yeah, don't let that money that they dangle in front of you entice you into this, because the headache that you're going to get later on is not worth it.
No.
It's not worth it.
No, your life should be easier as you get older, not become an administrative nightmare.
I mean, just think about this, guys. The retirees are in a fight. What? The retirees are in a fight when they should be on a cruise somewhere, enjoying their life, living it up. But they're fighting. Oh, this is hard. This is hard.
For their health benefits and their life. There's what they're fighting for from their own union, against their own union.
Exactly.
This is to me what makes this to me incomprehensible. The union should have always protected us. This is not protection.
It's not
They're not
protection.
understanding.
It's
No.
not protection. And if they see this and don't act on this, then it's shame on them. Then the people need to know the next election who to vote for. That's the bottom line.
Yeah,
gotta
you need
vote
to
for the
have a good
people-
educated leadership that listens,
Yeah,
learns,
exactly.
and make sure that they're there to protect you. That's why we're in unions. We need good unions, but this isn't the right way to do things. We need to re-educate these young people.
I hope they don't be worried about saving face, because if I was, I'm not saying that I'm ever running, but if I was an elected official at this point, knowing what I know now, I would definitely have a union meeting to say, I messed up. I thought this was a good plan, but due to this, this, and this, I see it as not. So we're going to try to fix this.
But
Anything else from that is just bull.
And you know what? I think that I love that idea. I think that it's okay to err. I mean, we are human. And I know that union leadership is under a lot of stress, right? We're juggling right now this one issue, but they're juggling 500. Give them
Correct.
credo for that, right?
Correct.
So
Correct.
if you say, listen, I understand where you're coming from. It's easy to understand that maybe you took someone else's word for it. Maybe someone you tasked to investigate this said, it's okay, don't worry about it. This is good, you'll like it. The insurance guy told me. Or, labor relations told me. Mr. Franceschini told me. But when you find out that maybe the facts that you were given weren't right, a real leader comes back and says, I went along with this because initially I was told that it was something else. Now it's come to fruition. It's not what I was told it was. I need to do the right thing by you and me so I could put my head on the pillow at night and look at myself in the mirror when I shave. Of course, I mean, if I'm Mr. Davis, because I don't shave.
I'm not going to be as nice as you, Marianne. If you were warned, and you were warned by someone that really knew exactly what this was, and you didn't do your homework on it and walk it back, that's on you. That was a screw up that you could never come back from. I'm not going to be that nice because it's affecting too many people. And as days and months go on, I'm seeing too much devastation. This needs to be fixed right away.
Well, and some of that
I
too
see
goes.
both sides. I see both sides. Yeah, I see both sides. I could see where Lloyd is coming from, but I also can see where you're coming from too, Ann, because like you said, they're juggling so many things, and at some point you're gonna make a mistake. But if they were warned, like Lloyd said, they were warned. I guess it depends on who's warning them also, because it could be Joe Schmo and like, yeah, whatever. What if it's somebody well respected?
I was Joe Schmo to him. He didn't know me. He had no.
He ought to know you now.
He knows me now.
He knows you now. He knows you now. I mean,
you can walk this back. There is a way for you to go back and say no. I mean, unions have reopened up contracts all the time. They can definitely go back and say, like, you know what, this isn't working out. But they're doubling down at this point, and they don't want to listen. And even though Richie said, just call me next time, I'll talk to you. I said, I called you like 3 times and left a message in your office, and you never got back to me. So I had to go forward with what I was doing. I usually give a call to the office to say, hey, listen, this is the scenario. You need to call me back, or let me educate you about this. They don't usually call back. And then, of course, you all want to just say, like, she's that pain in the ass. Well, okay, fine, I'm that pain in the ass, but I'm the right pain in the ass. I'm the one that's going to try to help save your ass, because right now we're actually helping and educating active unions to say, don't do this, and this is why. And they're listening. This is what I wished we had the opportunity to do in the beginning. Had your union pulled in your retirees association, who clearly wasn't supporting this, rather than cutting them out and separating them from the union, from the retirees association, included them on the conversation. Maybe, they pay consultants and attorneys like exorbitant fees. Why didn't they bring in a Medicare consultant? Why didn't they bring in someone that can give you both sides of this coin? No, they just heard the insurance company. The insurance company is going to sell you one point of view, one perspective. Theirs. That's it.
Yeah.
and then use this misleading term that as long as a doctor accepts Medicare, they could accept this plan. They could accept this plan, but they're not
Right.
telling you they don't have to.
Mhm. Or even worse, they won't.
They won't.
Exactly.
Even worse. Nope.
So my anger is somewhere else, but
I know.
I'm just going to continue to fight. And I don't know how they feel. Are they still willing to walk this back, or are they thinking about it? But at this point, you know, I'm all in, and whatever I have to do to fight them is what I'm going to do.
Good for you, Lloyd. And we got your back.
Thank you.
Exactly. Exactly. Till this is fixed. It has to get fixed. It has to.
Yeah, it's been a few. And each time you got a different story from them. Nothing consistent.
I love doing these.
You got me hooked on it now too. So.
Okay, honey.
All right,
You gotta
guys.
make them fun.
Yeah.
Enjoy your day.
Okay, sounds good.
All right, guys.
All
Ciao.
right, take care. See you later.
Enjoy your day.
All right, you
Later,
too.
Floyd. I love Floyd.
All right.
Lloyd. Right.
See, I went gray and he lost his mind. All right, guys. So that's basically the wrap up of yet another call with the TW100R retirees calling Aetna to learn that we were fed misinformation a week ago today, and it is not 1 year's worth of coverage under that continuity of care form. You have to apply every 90 days, which is the first time I'm hearing now that you can reapply, and there is an appeal process. And of course, when we went to try to file a complaint about what we were experiencing, we suddenly got disconnected after being on that call about just over 30 minutes. So we narrowed this down for brevity. What you won't hear the whole 30-minute call, but anyway, you do know that we do keep our original videos all the time. Have a great day, everyone. Remember, it is only you that will fight to protect you. We are trying to help all of you by exposing the lies by greedy insurance companies, trying to take away your Medicare and keep you in these Medicare Advantage plans to enrich them, but denies you health care. The only way that we can expose this is keeping to do calls just like this. Have a great day.